lied. We won't just be coding. We'll also be working. Shocker, make it stream. Hi there, Inadequate Duck. How you doing? I'm feeling very low energy, which is not bad. Usually when I'm feeling high energy, that means I'm about to have a manic breakdown, so I'll take low energy. But since I am feeling low energy, that means I'll need to do something less manic this stream. I think it's just me again. QWERTY is sending a measure after you, so you need to wait. I will leave soon though. Well, never mind. Hi there, QWERTY. If you're leaving soon, then just good luck on whatever it is you're going to do. And in the meantime, I've been working more and more on the video. And so far I've reached the point. You have to trust me that this makes sense. you have to trust me that the videos will make sense. Because honestly, it's going to be tricky. But basically, I don't want to waste time. I'll be brutally honest. I'm low energy, so I would really like to do something cozy. Something relaxing. And as such, I thought that the cozy, relaxing thing we could do would be to work on Fix-It. Yeah, SSH timed out. That's because my Raspberry was disconnected the entire time. I reconnected it back. I will need to install some kind of cooling on the Raspberry because it gets really hot really quick. So some form of cooling would probably be convenient. Sleep. Or Doom. What do you mean? No, not Doom. Quick question. If I was to, hypothetically, restart the connection, how would one go about this? Connect to host. Yes, you. Connect to host? You seem to be able to. Sleep on Doom, that is fire. Doom is very relaxing, I agree. A very relaxing game. However, I don't think I have Doom. Yeah, I don't have Doom. I've uninstalled it to get more space on my drives for more work. Damn. I had Doom on my drive for almost 2 years, I think, without playing it. Or a year and a half. You prefer Ultrakill? I've never played Ultrakill. I could try it. Well, at this point it's a bit late, isn't it? But I haven't wanted to try it for a while as well. Oh my goodness, I keep forgetting capital matter. Okay, there we go. Code. Here's the thing. The basic idea is we would like to create Fix-Its. Again, yes, but this time we're doing it on the actual device. And I think, I'm guessing, I found a way to create the buffer that we've been... None of you remember that, let's be real, but I am painfully aware how little attention anyone is paying whenever I talk about computer science, but Risk of Rain is also pretty good. I have Risk of Rain, which is not installed. I've never gotten far in Risk of Rain. I also, I don't know why, but I've never gotten far. I like the roguelike, is that what it's called? The roguelike aspect of the game. But what I don't like is that whenever I tried min-maxing for silly strategies, it didn't work. You see, I'm not playing games for optimal builds that perform well. No, I'm playing games to see the number go up and then have fun when the number goes up. Okay. Here's what we'll need. Oh, this is gonna be... I need to plan what we need to do. I just don't have time to work, sorry, so yeah, bye. Alright, QWERTY, I understand. Bye, have a good one. Have a good one. How chronically online must you be to get a Make It stream before me? Are you talking to me, Bionet? Because I would like you to consider the fact that I am always first on the Make It live streams. I don't mean to be that guy, but I was here first. In fact, I would even fathom a guess that I am the only person in existence to have seen every single Make It live stream. Isn't that something? And the other two. Hey, it took you 7 minutes, Bionerd. That's a long time. I don't know what to tell you. I think you might be losing it. Okay. Let us have a think then. Funk, if you will. Ah, there we go. So basically, here's my idea for Fix It. What I think we should do is I want it to be as modular and as... Because here's the thing. In the past, you Unreal Make It, so it doesn't count. That is true. Rule 34 states that I am, in fact, not real. You don't believe me? Go on Discord and check. Okay. So here's the thing. In the past, I have made incredibly large programs. Vulkan, MQT multi-app and such. But with Fix It, I want it to be different. Because the downside of making a really large program is that it really slows you down with implementing things in the future. So what I would prefer to do is I would prefer like a single program that would be the init. And not the British, no. It has a single N. Then, hi Dromade, how you doing? Oh shucks, you just reminded me. Again, I start the stream and I'm immediately distracted. Hold on, you just reminded me. I'm so sorry. How does this work? I never remember. Yes, I approve delivery, approve final delivery, exceptional, exceeded expectations, attention detail, creativity, personalism, visual appeal, next, exceptional, every time. Exceptional. It just hit me that. Hold on, I'm reviewing all my work. It just hit me that you actually drew something for this, something different. Am I wrong? Because if I'm wrong, that's gonna be egg on my face. I do specifically remember. There is tip, thank goodness. Okay, give me a second, everyone. I got distracted already. That was quick, wasn't it? I'm just here trying to enjoy a cozy, relaxing live stream. Yeah. Give me a second, I need to add my card. In the meantime, Bionerd, how's your day going? Can you have banned Curse Maiden again for the lols? Tempting. Don't tempt me, because I might. Do you want me to curse banned? Because you, I mean... hold on, my bank doesn't trust me that I'm actually myself. Oh, now they do. Brilliant. Don't save this card. Okay. There we go. All matter. Please do let me know if the tip went through, because without the tip, not only did I not account for the $5 fee, but also I underpaid you. So please do it. I really hope that the tip went through. Also, I love that you also drew a completely different thing just for the commission. Hold on, because I need to show it on stream. This is... we might have a new corner make it from now on. Oh, hi, the soda. Didn't know this was a channel you had. I thought you were just talking to yourself in the VC for no apparent reason. No, if I'm talking to myself, I'm not doing it in the VC. I'm just talking to myself. Oh, this might be a new corner, mate. This is pretty good. I'm adding it to my All Matter folder. Hold on. I should be in bed right now. My day was pretty good though. I had to spend the day with my mother, which doesn't happen. I got to spend the day with my mother, doesn't happen though. That's really good. That's really nice. Look at me, I almost accidentally put a negative spin on it. It did me too. That is really nice. Why aren't you in bed right now? Bionet, you know what the time is right now? Unbelievable. When I talk to myself, it's always in a white room with pillows on the wall. Yeah, the groupie sucks. It's not, yeah. They don't give me forks anymore for my meals after what happened to the last guard. The tip went through. There we go. That's really nice. That's good. Hold on. Memes, make it, all matter. Let's add it to the growing collection. I find peace to add to my. There's so many. It's just ridiculous. There are so many. And this is still my favorite one. Okay. Anyhow. What was I talking about? Give me a second, I need a drink. Right. I know I'm in bed. It's first in the morning, I have cousins of ours. Why are you not in bed? Go to bed then. See, that's what happens when I start Elashim in reasonable hours. Because for me, it's a reasonable hour. It's 7 in the morning. It's when normally people start their workday. But then all of the Americas are just kept up by my greatness. Okay. Clean up. I won't be able to fit it all in this. Doesn't matter. The point is, okay. The point I'm trying to make, and by the way, everyone feel free to tune out, because I genuinely mean it. I am aware of just how painfully boring I am when I talk about computer science. This is going to be more of like background noise kind of live stream. Oh, you know what? Hold on. Let me actually play some copyright-free lo-fi to just fill it in, you know, to really hit the vibe on this. Copyright-free lo-fi. Okay. YouTube isn't loading it because it's 12 hours. Good night, not good night. And you too, Bionet. Go to bed. Listen, pop the Lashim on your phone. Go to bed. Then lower the brightness on your phone. And then watch the stream. And you will see, you'll fall real quick. You'll succumb to slumber. Oh my goodness, that is too chill. That's too relaxing. That's too lo-fi. Tom Cardy would have a field day right now. I'm trying to get the audio to be just right. Just the fried loudness. Okay. So basically, we'll have many different programs, all responsible for different things. I'm calling them modules, or it will be something like that. And then what we want is we want like a way to connect them all, like a spine. or rather multiple spines. And the reason why we want to have it this way is because if, let's say, we have a finished fixit, if we did it as a single executable, then we would effectively end up with a box of everything that makes fixit. However, if then I one day decided to be like, hey, you know what, I would like to add an additional functionality. So for example, I would like to add Discord access. I want Fixit to have access to Discord. Then what I would need to do is I would need to get the entire source code. I would need to get in there, and then I would need to add in Discord access. And then I would need to recompile the whole thing, which is a mess. Recompile, repackage, redo everything. So instead, I feel like it would be much better to have like a bunch of buffers that carry different things. Stuff like command lines, stuff like, and so on and so forth. And then just attach modules to them. And that entire module thing would be Fixit, because then Fixit could run, and then to it I could attach a module like Discord access. Make it, I want to complain. Well, nice to see you too, Ash. What's up? What you need? Okay, init. First we would need like init, and we would need like cleanup. And how are we going to do it? It's gonna be quite something. Because already, decisions. Let's make a folder, let's call it init. Let's make another folder, let's call it cleanup. I know you can't see. Trust me. I'm not lying, I'm actually making them. I don't know why, I would lie, but hey. Then I need to think how exactly, I mean, a bash could work. Simple bash could work. So we could have init, and that would be run.shell. It's been such a long time. I do have a vague memory of adding something like a preamble on the very top of the shell file, but I don't remember why. I don't know, there is no dress code as well, cream pants and blue shirt. Is that you complaining? Because I don't understand. I don't understand cream pants and blue shirt. I don't understand that message. You're saying it as a quote. Like, did you do it or did someone else do it and you were bothered? I never adhere to dress code. That's because clothes are expensive. And I don't have money for that. I wear what I have. I'm sorry, I'm not royalty. Oh yeah, let me ask my servants. Okay, well, it's a weird story. You haven't given any context. I'm glad you're liking the new place. That's nice. Okay. So first things first. I have to say, Testa recommended LM Studio to me, and it is helpful. It is really helpful when it comes to looking up stuff like these. Because basically I just asked it how to create this sort of buffer, and it just gave me a suggestion, which I suppose first we should test. Yes, that is actually a much better idea. Okay, give me first surgery, and then in the surgery we're going to create two files, which is file actually buffer pi, and then we're going to also have buffer c. And what we'll try to have a c generate some kind of value, send it to Python send it to C send it to Python, and then Python print it. Yeah, this is gonna be very tricky. Hopefully not quite as tricky. Okay. Here's some sample code. There we go. Let's go through it step by step. This just includes We're not gonna have this printing things, that's fine. I mean, okay. Good standard style, maybe. Maybe because we like the scanf. I'll try. Basically, the guy was allegedly sneaked into Ivy lectures, maybe done some Olympiads, and that's all very, very cool. It is. But the way he says things makes me also truly trouble. What guy? Ash, I feel like with every message, the plot thickens. It is incredible how you've managed to explain it in a way which makes it more of a mystery than when you began. Hold on, is this because I'm on Top Shot? Did I miss something? Oh, there is a guy so cringy at the uni, it makes me want to chew my shirt. Oh, that makes a lot more sense. You just didn't show me that message. That makes so much. Hey, Ash, I apologize. I have been missing a crucial piece of a puzzle. Okay? That's not on me. Kind of on me. Yeah, shut up, Mortal. Doesn't matter. The point is, that tends to happen. I do have to say that depending on... It is certainly the biggest downside of anything science related, is that there are certain people who are very... Well, pretentious is the only way to describe it. I don't know how else to say it. Like, every quality has good aspects and bad aspects, right? In this case, the good aspect of people who say science is that they're usually more open-minded, they're generally nicer people to be around. The downside is the fact that everyone is pretentious. That just happens. Okay, so this is opens buffer. All are the man pages. Give me the man pages. Man open. See. Why can't we have woman pages? That's the problem. I'm really happy here, and this is like a very small thing, but still. Yeah. Where's the flag? You give me like a... You can? Oh, how convenient. Let me just get comfortable. Ah. I missed the flag. O-R... Shouldn't it be between P and S? I'm sorry. O-R-D-W-R. Okay. Created none. Okay, must be specified with one of. Actually, that's not helping. Today we're going to a set event where he'll be wearing his business casual, as he says. And I hope I don't run into him. I have hoodie streaks to chew on. Exactly, glass of fool. Wearing his business casual. I do have to say, people naming their outfits isn't great. Okay, it depends. When I say naming outfits, I mean naming stuff like, calling it business casual or something. To me that's a bit of a red flag. I don't mean naming articles of clothing, because that I can totally relate to. My code's name is Caddy, so I get that. But at the same time, my coat is the only article of clothing I have which has a name. I know, great injustice. I'm sorry, what is the... What? Am I... If I look at this and there is a good file, det är mod below. Link 0. Don't specify the rule, rather they define the low-ordered 2 bits or flags. They are defined respectively as 0, 1, and 2. The combination of is a logical error. Oh, output read write. I'm such an idiot. Wait, no, not output read write. It's gonna be read write and O, because it's because O. Alright, we know what O means. Normally it would be input output, but in this case we have a read write, which is equivalent to input output, which means this is just O. Don't question it. It's a nice letter. My face on article of clothing are articles on quantum field theory. Have you reached that point where you just read articles on quantum field theory? Because from what I found, there's always a roller coaster where before going to a uni, people read about what they're going to study for fun. During uni, they absolutely do not, and after uni, they once again do. That's usually how it goes. That's usually the roller coaster. Okay, avoid buffer map. This would also be important. More important, I'd say. Map. Okay, what do you do? Size length null. Can you actually? Okay. Then right map shared 0. So let's just wing it. Let's just wing the understanding. Wait, hold on. Oh yeah, because I'm on the wrong page. Right, let's wing the understanding. In this case we have map. Address. Okay, first length is null for some reason. Then st size, we have fstat of fd st, which I would imagine is where we get the date from. So this gives us the size. But that should be void address length. That's a, what do you mean void, by the way? Like, oh, that is wildly confusing. Hold on. I'm guessing the length is what it actually is all about in that case. What do you mean void? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. Okay. Length, that would make sense from the fstat. Prod, that would make sense as this. Yeah. Prod read, prod write, self-explanatory. Flags, we get map shared, makes sense once again. We have shared map, then fd, which it is very much, and then no offset. That is correct. Okay. Waiting for unit to catch up. Some set 2 maybe. Functionalities have done so far. Some still in the zone of reading ahead. That's good. Keep up. That's really good. It's much easier to stay ahead than to catch up. So that's a really good sign. Okay, I'm guessing we're skipping over this. Pure guesstimate. Also, this is a different kind. You know what? Each one of these is understandable on their own. If map failed, oh gross, we're actually doing error checking, yuck. Fine. And then write the buffer. We're writing A, we're writing B. You know what, screw it, we're going to do the one and only. I'm guessing we could also just do it as a null terminated string, but like without doing a new line every single time. But hey, what is the fun there, am I right? And then clean up. Alright, so M unmap. Oh jeez, that really confused me for a second. It's obviously M unmap, not moon map. And then you cross file, you return 0. Brilliant. But this already requires a shared buffer, which I'm going to guess. Okay, purely guess. Will just be a file. I hope, fingers crossed. Because in that case, what we would like to do, ideally, is I imagine maybe even at everyone will hate me if I put it at root, but I do want to put it at root for the shits and giggles. We could just put a folder with all of the different shared memories for different things. Yeah, okay, but for now it doesn't matter because we're in surgery, which means in surgery we can just create a file. I'm just gonna like create my own file actually. Shared buff. Wait, no, I can't. Oh, almost made a mistake because I didn't think. I cannot. There's the DB. What are you? Oh, you cheesy little pisser. When you're ahead, you're relaxed, means you don't make a lazy person in the mindset, peacefully doing so the thing good. Exactly. Also, it's easy to keep the momentum. I haven't gone on a single vacation in 4 years or 5 years now. And at this point, I don't need it. Because I'm keeping up the momentum. If I go on a vacation for like 3 days, or even 2, it's going to completely offset my workflow. I just know it. Okay. You know what, I don't need to understand everything exactly. I know why I'm going this much. I do have to say, if on its own is wildly confusing. I get input file, but this is wildly confusing. Alright, bytes, read and write up to bytes at a time. Then, okay, sudo bb input file, dev0, we'll have it filled with zeros, output file, shared buffer, let's call it test buffer. I prefer it not be confusing. One megaton of bullshit. I'm losing my mind, alright? This is funny to me. Ta-da! Ta-da! I don't have a hex editor? I used to have a hex editor, I could have sworn. That would have been much more helpful now. Then, what does the Python code look like? Also trivial. Oh, this is so nice and simple. Basically, an American, I don't like him. On one hand, he's a very good researcher and objectively, and I agree with his viewpoint in physics, but he talks like shit. Well, that's the issue, isn't it? Right? Like, there are some professors who are just good at what they do, but not exactly good at communicating what they do. Oh, the raspberry is so hot. Ah, shit. That is so unbelievably hot. I'll need to install some cooling in there. Because at this point, at the rate we're going, this is bad. Okay. Just have size. Okay, write to the buffer. No, first we'd like to read from the buffer. Let me just turn this off. Print 0 to 5 decode. Okay, GCC buffer C output test. Oh, buff. You cheesy little bitch. What is your problem here? It's clearly casting the buffer pointer. You little... What? Yeah, standard then, fine. Why can't you just do a character? Like a... Oh, because you're right. Okay, makes sense. Oh, sorry, exit. Yeah, I ain't gonna exit. Just return 0. Be normal. Be normal. There we go. Spend it. Buff. Bad file descriptor. Shit! He's like, I'm not here for the cool guys in the room, and if you can solve problems, you're nothing more than a well-trained puppy, and this and that, and like, I don't know, maybe he's experimental guy. I feel like you're reading maybe too much into him, Ash. It really sounds like you're reading too much into him. Bad file descriptor. Imagine buffer. Because I don't honestly. It might be. Oh yeah, it's going to be right. No, it isn't. What? Bloody confusing is what it is. Bad file descriptor. Bad file descriptor would happen right here, but this would be the root cause. It would happen on mmap, but that's only because. Ah, shit. Also, why is that an int? Why is that? Wait, what? Why is that an int? I would bet solid money. That's an int? I would lose solid money. That's an int. Oh, something in me really doesn't like that. Doesn't like the fact that it's an int. I agree people that need more help should be the ones catered to, but I don't know. Overly bothered. I think you're reading into it too much. And I'm reading into this not enough. Not file descriptor. Open read writes. That shouldn't be a problem. Why would that ever be a problem? Give me an example, real quick, if you don't mind. Half flags. Okay, brilliant. Okay. Okay. This is how it usually works in. This is how it usually works in C, which is that you have a very simple problem with a very simple solution. Well, it's going to take you months and years to find out what is even wrong. Because right here we are getting a bad file descriptor. Hey, quick question. What do errors look like in Open? Just for the sake of academic curiosity. Uni is definitely a wild ride. Yeah. I wouldn't know, but yeah. Also, I really like our math teacher. He teaches with so much passion. Like, he's kind of old and runs our brilliant sentence. He's so fucking rigorous, but it's fun to see him teach. I love those kind of teachers. They're always phenomenal. Could we maybe print, just for the sake of, once again, academic curiosity? I'm guessing it's an error, which, will be fair, educated guess, but error -1. Uh-huh. Which one of you bad boys is error -1? On error -1's return, and error no is set to indicate error. Brilliant. Okay. Really good. Give me. Could you please? Oh wait, can I just error note like this? Ah, shit. I vaguely remember that. Can't get a list of symbolic error names, the corresponding error numbers using the error no. Command found. Oh, that's very unfortunate. That's very unfortunate. Oh, Morito's package, maybe I just don't have it. That's would be odd for me not to have it, but hey. Fine. Sudo apt install Moritos. Go on, go off, Queen. Caper! Hi there! How you doing? I'm working on the website, I'm just kidding, I'm not. Ah, there we are. Okay, now let's see. What be going wrong? Bad file descriptor, yeah. But what's... Number of last error. Okay, out of curiosity, how do I get the number of the error? Just for the sake of standard academic curiosity. Oh wait, error no is a variable. How convenient. Which means, could I maybe... I can do it with an inline if in here if I want to be fancy, but... I don't want to, so... Error no 13. Permission denied. You are fucking joking me. You cheesy little bitch. You cheesy little bitch. I am going to smack you around. No, and I mean it with all the love in the world. That was just... If that's what you're into, if not, then... Yeah. Okay. About to get rid of the shit. I was watching something nice before it. I'm glad I'm your choice of entertainment. I'm trying to get the buffers to work. Mission denied. I know that I can Hmod. Yeah, piss. But I don't remember Hmod. Right, I'm guessing I'm gonna have to Hmod. I don't operate well on Linux. Well, I don't operate well with technology in general. Unless I made the specific piece of technology, I am not gonna have a good time. Which is why I always go way further than I need to when it comes to removing dependency hell. Do you enjoy my suffering? Do you enjoy permission errors, huh? Get cursed, Caper. Nah, don't worry. I'm in a tired mood. Okay, so 777, right? But what do I do? Do I just do hmod 777 and then the file? Times either 0 or more letters from the set. Reading the comments allow bridging the for an animated series with voice acting provided by talking words. Red light comments placed strategically. That would require so much dedication. At that point, that would require so much dedication. At that point, it would be easier to just ask the voice actors. Oh, the Raspberry Pi is really hot. It worries me. Can I just... Examples. Yeah, can I just... Oh, wait, what is the two last letters there? That's because read, write, execute, that'll make sense. What is ST? Set user or group ID on execution. Restricted deletion flag. That also makes sense. Can I just do... Well, I'll execute that 666. Oh, which is devious. hmod 666 test buffer. Operation not permitted. We live in a society. There we go. There's no map right. Casually go hmod 777. Then we'll start hmod 755. No, in this case 666. I don't want to execute my buffer. I slightly undercooked my boiled egg. Well, in that case you have a runny egg, that's still fine. Unless you were going for runny egg and undercooked it still, in which case the white stuff is also undercooked. Which is just gross, put it back in. Okay, so... dear. Oh, it feels so good to understand technology though, because this is something past me would never think to do. Despite how obvious it is. Map execute popular, deny write, anonymous, anon will need. Unimaginable. Well, unless you're willing enough. Map write isn't a thing. Okay, can I just do shared and just leave it there? Also, let's not sudo the Python. Oh! That's good already! Oh! That is already pretty good. Okay. We have liftoff! We have liftoff, certainly. But now it's time to caper. Just because you're here, I'm gonna do just for you. You're welcome. There. Map size assignment is the wrong size. Oh, it doesn't have to be 5. Whoops. Aha! Now we go right here, and if we take that map, and if we print data, if we print it like this actually, and then buffer, then if I'm not mistaken, not the function or function pointer. Oh, whoops, shit, I forgot. No one mind that, okay? Shut up, no one saw that, I'm a professional. Now if we Python buffer, and then if we buffer, then we Python buffer. Oh, this is incredible. This is glorious. This is so neat actually. What we can do is we can actually print it before and after as well. I feel like a wizard. I am a wizard. I mean, come on. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool, isn't it? It worked so conveniently and easily. This feels like lyrics to Daft Punk. Make it do cooking, yes, preferably not in the microwave because I don't have that. I've already did cooking on streams. I still have the footage from it. Well, let me find it. That's all matter. That's not the right one. But this is neat because this will allow us to effectively so I can't no live and attend all your streams now. Yeah, I understand. It's fine, because now, depending on the channel, you'll know the quality of live stream. So at least you'll hopefully be able to attend all of the main channel streams. What are you looking for there, Windows? There are just a handful of files. Ah, my Windows is really struggling. To be fair, it should be. I'm using up a shit ton of resources. A lot. What's this? Okay, well I won't be able to show you make it cooking then I suppose. Okay, now what we're going to do is I'm going to git add recursive dot git add a all git commit working buffers. Oh, you can piss right off. Give me a second, I need to log in. Oh, I need to also give you my email. You can piss right off. Unable to take email. I am going to lose my mind. I just gave you my... Oh, I did username. Oh shit. Username, user... email. Can I I commit now? I can. Okay, I did commit. There we go. Git push. Can I? I can. Lovely. Splendid. Fix it! Boil the spaghetti! Only boss. Fix it won't say boss. No. That's ban it. We're gonna have 3. So far, I have ideas for 3 bots. Okay, bye Ash, bye, have a good one. Good luck with the 4-year lectures, even though I imagine you're quite ahead of them. We're gonna have 3. There's gonna be ban it, fix it, man it. Ban it is gonna say boss. Fix it is going to say sir. And man it's gonna say captain or chief. And they will all have different roles. Fix it is going to be the managing AI. I'm not even gonna call it AI, it's gonna be managing... The managing bot, yeah. I prefer to call it the bot. But you know what? Now that we got this, I would really like to let the Raspberry Pi cool off a bit. So I'm going to unplug it temporarily. I should have shut it down or something, not just unplug it, that's dangerous. And I will be right back with you. Right back. Just right back. What did I say? I said I was gonna be right back, and I am right back. See, you should trust me. You should trust me more. Anyway, now the 2 things we need to do right now is, first of all, obviously work on the video. That's a given. That's just the way it goes. But second, in the meantime, I would like to brainstorm ideas on what to do with Fix It next. Because we need some kind of order of operations we're going to take that will allow us to like grow Fix It. And so, first things first, I could think of a law. Apple apply. We can apply for the Apple. Victor's force, we can calculate them. Okay, so right here what we need is we need to take those forces, which means a cylinder. You parented to anything? Where? Ah, would you look at that? Don't I just have splendid memory? 0.25, maybe even 0.2. Maybe even 0.1. They are much smaller than expected. Yes. So make it will apply force onto the Apple. Apple will apply force onto the make it. Second law of motion or something. I wouldn't know. I'm not a nerd. It's going to be that simple. Okay, then let's go back to brainstorming. Basically. First of all, I need to pour myself a drink. Alright. First, let's have maybe the easiest one. Well, maybe not the easiest one, but the simplest one, which is command buffer. So we're going to have a command buffer. And this command buffer will be for issuing commands. Now, how are we going to have these commands work? That's the question. Because your 3D model having its hand bones outside of itself, basically extruding bones, proves once again a big blended device anatomy. Big 3D. I also have. That's not just accurate. That's how many bones I have in my body. So let's think about it. I think the best way to go about this would be to have a buffer. Let's say one megabyte. It's a bit arbitrary, but doesn't really matter. Or even better, holy shit, even better. I am already having way too much fun with this. Shut up, this is fun for me. You can all piss off. We could have a file that would be called just buffers. That file would describe every single buffer, their name, their size. Yes. So we could just create metadata. Is this slave for skeleton boner? Shut up! I feel like I'm having fun with it right now. It's been a while since I did some proper coding that actually worked. And would be useful. That's the important bit. I don't think skeleton would be insulted if you called him a boner. That's kind of like calling someone muscles. Like if you called me muscles, well, it depends on what tone you would use. But if you called me like, you know, muscles normally, I would take it as a compliment. You're saying you're muscular. But at the same time, if you said muscles, well, that sounds like a, you know, like an insult, because that sounds like you're saying effectively that I have muscles and nothing else. I think it all depends on context. Anyway, with that in mind, if we create this, okay, that's how we have all the buffers. First, we're going to have the command buffer, and the init will. You just normalize calling Richard Dick. I think there's nothing wrong with dicks. Honestly. No. I once had a friend who was a dick. I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. You know what to say, you are what you eat. Okay, I'm done. So. In this command line, we could have each command be terminated with a blank, but very crucially. Okay, so each command will be a null terminated string. It will start with all zeros, but what we need to do is. See, that's where the tricky bit comes into play. What happens when we reach the end of that file? Because issuing 1 million characters as commands is not likely, but not impossible, and I would like to be prepared just for shits and giggles. Holiday, can you believe it? We could have just write to the file. Okay. Look for the first. I'm struggling with this a lot more. I don't like. I could just assume that we're never going to overflow the buffer. That's a shitty assumption. I don't like that. I don't like making assumptions. It's better to be prepared than to make assumptions. Would be make it force plus make it to Apple Force plus the Apple Make It Force. That's the. Okay, so in this case, what we need is we need plus equals 0, and also just chucking the minus in there just for the, once again, just for the shiggles. Okay. Can travel the world, but nothing comes close to the golden cup. And to party with our eyes falling in. Californica's forgettable. I crave making the action game badly. That goes for the Cold Bullet collab. If I had time, I would make a game. Even more, I even know what game I would make. I would make a game in space that would have a very similar system to Outer Wilds when it comes to physics. But the difference would be that people would be in spaceships and you would just all fight each other. That's the game I would make. But alas, time. Right here we have first plus second, which would be equal to second minus itself equal to oops. Oh, damn it. Oh, shucks. Okay, I messed up. An action that was showing just no response. Is your problem? Object applies scale. Applying scale didn't really help, but at the same time going the wrong way. Oh, and this, and then this is where we'd like it to end, but we'd like it to start like negative 0.2 maybe. Oh, that's good. This and this. We could change up the colors just to make sure that everyone understands exactly what's happening. Which I probably should do, yeah. Y coordinates. No wait, this Y coordinate actually looks a bit better. Okay, brilliant. Then right here we can start with self. You can also start with yourself. So start with yourself and you. Finally, you can also start with self, but you will end as make it to Apple. Let's have it be blue. Because I say so. No wait, that's Apple to make it. You should be blue. Caper, why didn't you put it out to me? Why are you trying to sabotage me like that? My goodness, Caper, honestly, get your act together. You are destroying this enterprise. 0.27. There we go. This will be our total force. Okay. Back to the question of the buffer. The way we could do it is, actually, we could have it a single file called add command, which takes in the standard input after itself as the command. Yeah. And then that does all the calculations, that's true. So we're going to have add command. We're going to have init. Init initializes everything, and based on it deletes the previous buffer. So these buffers will not be permanent. Although we could make some permanent. No, we should call the buffers temporary. Yeah. We're going to have something different that will be permanent. If we want permanent, we could just make a normal file. Buffers will be temporary. Then what we can do is, on the very beginning, we delete previous buffers, we create new buffers according to the buffers date file. Then we have AC executable, which we run along with the command we'd like to add. Then this AC as the command. Now on the very beginning it will be easy because we just look for the last null plus 1, and that's where we start adding the command. And then that's where everyone else can start reading it. And no, because we all know terminated. What if we terminate our commands with 255? ASCII. Yeah, consent to all piss off. 255 is also special, right? Oh, it's an actual character. Oh, because it's extended, right, that makes sense. No, but 255 would make sense. But we have start of text, end of text. End of transmission, also nice. I like the better that because it makes no fucking sense. And I kinda dig that. Okay. Yeah, let's have. Yeah, fine, whatever. In the future we need something more advanced, we can make a separate one more advanced. For now we're just gonna have the command line. In which case, we will begin the command with a null character. That makes things more complicated for no reason. We'll begin the command with start of heading, and we'll end it with a null character. And then we're going to generate an entire buffer filled not with zeros but with ones. The fact that the buffer starts filled with zeros is honestly quite annoying, to say the least. Quite fairly annoying. Instead of creating it full of zeros, we need to create it full of ones. There is no other way to go about this. Yeah. Which means our init will have to create the files that will function as our buffers. We need to create it full of ones because our system will be that each command begins with a 0, then we have the command, then we have a 1. Then if we want to add the command, a new command, all we need to do is find the first one and then add our command there. Then if another program wants to figure out what command should it do, all it has to do is just... That could be inefficient. We could also... am I over-engineering this? Am I over-engineering this or under-engineering? Because what I think we could do is we could have the buffer, right? We could keep the first 100 characters. So we have no choice, let's get it go, great time. Alright, bye Caper, bye, have a good one, good luck, good job. I'll be here still in mind. What if we, on the very beginning, assign a chunk of, let's just say, 120 or even 200 characters? Okay, we assign a chunk of 200 characters, and then that chunk will be unchangeable. And when you want to figure out what command to run, all we do is we check that chunk, and even better, it could end with either a 0 or a 1. 0 means command unexecuted, 1 will mean command executed. And the whole bit there is that all of the programs will be running simultaneously, and they will check if the command, and this will give us metadata on if the command has been executed or not. Hold on, I'll be right back again. I need to do something real quick. That was brilliant! Great start! Took me long enough to crack that on with that. This is honestly unbelievable. But now that I think about it, I suppose we don't need to keep the history of commands and commands themselves in a single file. Which means that if we have a single buffer file that will be just for commands, then we could have the entire thing be the command. Then once the command becomes executed, we can just clear it. I'm thinking if there's because a nice feature of this would be that we can execute commands asynchronously by design. The downside is that we have to execute commands asynchronously, which means that if we run two different commands, the upside is they can run simultaneously. The downside is if we do the first one and then the second one, the first one, before it even has a chance to begin executing, it could be overridden the second one. So if we have 1 megabyte, if we divide it into sections of 300 each, arbitrary number, doesn't matter exactly, some amount of characters, then it could end with a 0 or a 1. If it ends with a 0, that means it hasn't been executed yet. If it ends with a 1, that means it has been. If it ends with a 1, that means it can be cleared. Oh, brilliant! Got there in the end. Took me way too long. Absolutely way too long. But we have something, which is good. Okay, then total force will be equal to the upper force plus the naked force. And since upper naked force is just an opposite, we can as it. We can just note it down as it equals itself. Okay, so right here we do 640 because why not? Yep. Should be fine. Okay, brilliant. Which means... Oh, this is good. I am... thinking about the flaws of the system. What could the flaws be? Well, the flaws be that eventually, it's highly unlikely, but we could end up in a scenario in which our commands are all just filled. Then, the issue is... Oh, we could have hyper commands then. That, shut up, is not as idiotic as it sounds. Hear me out. Every single time we add a command, using the AC, right? It will basically manage the command buffer. It will manage the command buffer via writing to it and reading. Everything else then can have read-only access because it can't. It needs to have write access. Okay, if we want it to be really secure, what we could do is we could give everything else just read-only access and then just have an option to let the AC know when a command has been executed, which to be fair, that sounds better. But at the same time, AC has read-write access to the command buffer. Everything else will have read-only. That way, it can execute the commands, it can let AC know whenever the command has been executed or not. Then, if our command buffer is full, if we add in another command, if we try to add another command, so let's say it's full of all commands, all of them have 0, highly unlikely, because what you effectively need to do is, like, either... I imagine the way it would happen is if you fill the command buffer with commands that don't exist. So if you fill it with commands that cannot be executed, either due to typos or whatever, then it will just fill in. Then AC will let you know, instead of adding the new command in, it will let you know that command buffer is really full. And then what you could do is you could just have, like, the typical notation for commands would be module name dot command. That would be the typical syntax for commands. I've already tried it. I did like sort of thing in Python, long story short, doesn't matter. So, module name command argument. The reason why is because it just makes the entire thing a bit easier. That's because every single module can then go through the command buffer and just check if it has been mentioned. If it hasn't, it can piss off. I could do it even better, which means that the command, before doing the command buffer, this could run, well then we wouldn't even have a need for a buffer, I suppose. Because this could also run the specific module. If it knows the module name, it knows the command, it can just check the module name and can just pass that directly into the module. That is true, that is true. However, the reason why I don't like it is because that makes everything way more centralized than I want. The whole appeal here is that anything can read from a buffer, which means the AC wouldn't even need to know a module exists in order for this to work. Because all we need is the module to have read access to the buffer. If it has read access to the buffer, the module itself can evaluate if it can run the command. Yes. So the two syntaxes possible would be either module name.cmd or it would be cmd. Now, the reason why I didn't list cmd first is because every single one of them will be module name cmd. It's just that when you run cmd on its own, AC will attempt to find the module. I've already done it with Python, as I mentioned, as a test drive. So basically, if you have, let's just say 7 different modules, and then if you run the command something like play, then you haven't specified the module. However, if among those 7 different modules, there's only one module which has the command play, and that is play sound, then what AC can do is it can just use that. It can do something like audio.play. There we go. Simple. If you don't specify a module, however, well, once again, you haven't specified the module at all. Yes. So that's the first scenario, which means command has been found, congratulations, no problems. But if among those 7 modules you have 2 modules that can achieve the play, and those would be audio, and for example, I don't know, Snake Game or whatever, or Tetris, then all of a sudden we have an issue, because you asked Fixit to play, but Fixit doesn't know if you want it to play a sound or if you want it to play Tetris. Hence, then AC would just ask the user to clarify, hey, which one of the modules did you exactly mean? And that is the upside there of using this whole module CMD. So basically, module CMD will always exist inside the commands. But then again, the dots are quite annoying. No, they're not, because we start at the beginning of each line. Yes. Oh, that's good, that's good. I know I'm not doing anything right now, but I am pleased with this planning process at least, because this is useful. It's not often that you get to write code which would actually be useful. 97% of the code I wrote in my entire life, I did for the Shigus. But this is something that can actually work and can actually have some utility for me. Okay, that's brilliant. So this then, yeah, and basically this will be the notation, but then there will be the third option, which will be hyper. So hyper.cmd, and the whole bit there is that when you do hyper cmd, then it won't even attempt to read it as a module, only it will directly execute it as its own file. So when I do, for example, hyper.clear buffer, what this command effectively will do is it will just clear the entire command buffer. And AC won't, and even when the command buffer is full, that's not a problem, because this kind of command won't even be tried to be added to the buffer. That's good. That is good. I like this system. I really do. All I would need to do from now on is just code it in. Which, to be fair, won't be all that difficult. This just reminded me how far behind I am on the mask video. But did I mention that this entire thing is also the mask video? Yeah, I started with something really silly, which is lights. And it's getting quite elaborate. The more I get into the video, the more I realize I'm adding a lot of things to the mask. Anyway, no one is watching right now, so I feel like I might as well change up the music for myself, end the stream, and just have fun with this. Because I mean, so far this is quite fun. I'm enjoying myself. Oh wait, this didn't change the color. I'm not paying attention. Alrighty. I'm going to go then. I'm going to go keep working on the video. I'm going to code in the first module of Fixit. And for now, that'll be it. Thank you everyone so much for watching. And have a great day. Bye.